Hey guys, it's Kevin down at Motoworld of El Cajon, and I got two units next to me that I just want to run past a couple of the differences between these two. So first off, we have your Pro XP Sport and your XPS Sport. So both running sport models. First, let's dive into MSRPs. Your Pro XP is going to be running at $24,499 and your XPS is going to be running at $22,499. So we got a $2,000 difference. Why is that? Let's jump into first your horsepower. Your Pro XP is going to be running stock with the turbo at 181 horsepower, and your XPS is going to be that naturally aspirated machine at 114 horsepower. How does that correlate to miles per gallon? We like to show that as your Pro XP is going to be running 80 to 120 miles to the tank, and your XPS is a 120 to 140 miles to the tank. Gallon size though, your Pro XP is a 12-gallon tank and your XPS is a 9.5-gallon tank. Now let's dive into some of the dimensions. So your Pro XP is going to be a width of a 64-inch car compared to your XPS at 72 inches wide. Then we have our travel. Travel on a Pro XP is going to be 22 inches and the travel on your XPS is going to be 25 inches. Also tire size. Me standing right next to them, you can really see the difference here. Your Pro XP is going to be running 30-inch tires and your XPS is going to be running 32-inch tires. Then we have ground clearance. So the ground clearance on your Pro XP is going to be 14.5 inches and you're jumping up on the XPS to 16 inches of ground clearance. Another nice benefit that XPS has is your drive modes. So on every model of an XPS, it's going to have three different modes. It's going to have rock, standard, and sport. So being able to adjust the drive mode for the type of terrain that you're riding in is a big benefit, and that's why we see a lot of people going to that XPS, especially if they're more of rock crawling or technical type of riding and don't need all the horsepower, but want the width and the travel of an XPS. That's why you'd go that route. So going from a sport model to an ultimate model, there is a price point difference. So let's jump into that. Your Pro XP is starting at $24,499 like we talked about. If you go into the ultimate, you're jumping up to $33,999, and your XPS is starting, like I talked about, at $22,499, and it's only going up to $26,499. The biggest differences between the ultimates of these two cars is going to be the Dynamics live valve suspension. Pro XP Ultimate is going to have that dynamic suspension. You're not going to get that in XPS, but you are going to get the ride command. So if you like the idea of having navigation or Bluetooth capability to have some tunes while you're going down the trail, the ride command is a really nice benefit that both these cars are going to have. They're also both going to come with roofs. They're both going to come with harnesses as well, and you get a telescopic steering wheel if you go to the Ultimate in the Pro XP. Now let's jump into the XPS of a small couple things that come from the factory of a stock car. First off, tie-down points. XPS put them right onto the frame here. It's something small that they added, but it really makes a big difference when you're loading that car up and you know exactly where you're tying it down to. Also, it comes factory with a front bumper, a skid plate, and also this little toe strap on the front here. You lose out on the toe strap if you go to the Ultimate just because you're adding a winch to it as well. Winch, really nice to have when you really need it. So there's a couple of the differences between the cars. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is Polaris is rating that XPS at a 30% stronger driveline. That is a really tough, mean car. And also it's running that Pro S transmission that people love in that Pro S. So transmission, stronger driveline, and the width, travel, and tires are some of the biggest differences between the two. If you guys have any questions on these, give us a call, leave us a comment, send us a message. We're here to help. Thank you guys.